Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial I want to teach you how to cut a jumpsuit. So these are my tools. Let's go to the dummy for measurements. You have already known how to cut the shoulder, the bust, the waist. What we are concentrating is on how to cut the trouser, on how to measure it. So I'm taking the waist measurement now. The waist measurement should be a high waist measurement, like so. This is how you measure for the waist. You don't need to measure this way. Don't measure this way. Remember, measure it this way. A little bit above the navel as the umbilical cord. So for the crotch measurement, I measure from here, from that same spot. For the waist, it's called half seam. I measure this way. I measure it down like this. That's for the half seam. For the inseam measurement, half seam is from here to the floor length. That's to the ankle. For the inseam measurement, you put your hand here. Maybe your client is using a trouser, and you measure. So the half seam was 48, the inseam is 46. So you will now deduct the inseam, the measurement from here to the down is called inseam, while the measurement from the waist here to the ankle is called half seam. You deduct the measurement of the inseam from the half seam. That's where you have the crotch measurement, the crotch measurements. Another way of measuring it is this way. To measure the crotch is this way. Measure it this way. Put the tape around and measure it this way. So that's how to take the crotch measurement. So I'm going back to the table now. I'll work only on the front of the blouse. You already know how to cut the back side of it. It's going to be basic bodice blouse. I have a video on basic bodice blouse, how to cut it, so check it out from there. The shoulder measurement, the shoulder slant, I measure the 9 inches here. That's shoulder measurement plus 1 inch allowance. So I have a video on how to measure the basic body. So check it out from there. Watch the full video from there. I measure the midpoint, 4.5 inches. This is shoulder slant or shoulder slope. From here, I'll measure the bust point, shoulder to bust. I measure the waist. 18 inches, and 25 for the hip. But I don't need the hip. So I'll stop at the waist and add 2 inches allowance, but I'm going to trim it off later on. So I measure my bust span measurement, which is 5 inches. I'm using my measurement to measure it. So for the basic body measurement, how to measure, I have a video on it. Check it out there. Watch it from there. So I want to create the waist dart and the side dart. I'll take half inch, I'll take 1 inch, 1 inch, then I'll connect it to 1 inch below the bust point. So watch this video very well. So I'm connecting it this way. That is the dart for the jumpsuit. From the bust point, measure 2.5 inches or 2 inches. So I'm measuring 2.5 inches. Then measure from the waistline to the bust point line is 4 inches. Then connect the line to that 2.5 inches. Then look for the midpoint from here to here. Look for the midpoint is 2 inches. So I'll then connect it to this place. Oh, sorry, discard this line. I'm connecting it from here to the 2.5 inches this way. So the midpoint between the bust point line and the midpoint of that line, I'm connecting it to this place. So that is the dart. Disregard this line. This line is supposed to come up to this point, not supposed to come to this here. So I'm going to take the measurement now. Is 10.5 inches. That's the circumference plus 3 inches allowance. The same thing, measure it here. Then I'll connect it this way. Remember, this is the back armhole. For the front armhole, I'll come in by 1 inch. Connect it this way to eliminate the puffness. See the way I'm connecting. So this is the front armhole, this is the back armhole. So I want to measure the neck width, 4.5 inches. The neck depth is 6.5 inches. So please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, it's an opportunity for you to do so, so that you can be notified anytime I post a new video. Press on the notification button. Don't waste time. What are you waiting for? So the waist is 40 divided by 4, which is 10 inches plus 1.5 inches. That's 11.5 inches plus 3 inches allowance. For the side dart, this is dart. We are taking that of 2 inches. So you have to replace the dart of that 2 inches this way, then connect it to this point. Connect it this way. If you don't replace this dart, when you finish holding the dart, your cloth will be very short. So I'm going to connect the line here. So as I said, discard this line. So this is the front. If you are not okay with the allowance, you can increase it a bit, so that when you finish sewing the cloth, you cut it off. So that's the front. So for the trouser, I'm marking the starting point now. So this is the starting point. I want to mark my hip, waist to the hip. It's 9 inches. Waist to the crotch, I'm taking 12 inches. How do you get your crotch? I have shown you how to get the crotch measurement. And another way to get the crotch measurement is when you divide your hip into 4 plus ½ inch. My hip is 46 divided by 4, 11.5 plus ½ inch. That is 12 inches. So I'm marking the 12 inches this way. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not done so. What are you waiting for? I want to measure the knee now. I will divide from the crotch line to the down, divide it into 2. It's 13 inches divided by 2 is 6.5. Then I'll come up by ½ inch, between ½ inch and 1 inch. That's the knee line. Don't mind this paper. So at the waist line, mark 1 inch. This is the hip line. This is the crotch line. This is the knee line. Then mark 3 inches. So I'll connect here, this line that I'm marking. I'll connect it from here to the hip line. I'm using my pants cuff to connect it. This cuff, this ruler is meant for trouser. Then for the waist, I'm connecting it this way. As you can see, this shape has come out. My waist is 10 inches plus 2 is 12 inches. Hip is 11.5 inches plus 2. This is the crotch line, 15 inches. That is 30 divided by 2 is 15 inches plus 2 inches. The waist line you divide into 4, hip divide into 4, crotch divide into 2. The crotch line I'm using the lap measurements. I've already gotten my crotch line, so I'm using the lap measurement. So this is the lap measurement here, plus 2 inches. I'm not going to measure the knee. I measure the down. That is the ankle. The ankle is 10 inches plus 2 inches. So I'm connecting it this way with my pants cuff. So I'm connecting from the crotch line, like so, to the hip line, from the hip line to the waistline. Then I'll come here and measure 1 inch. I'll connect it to this place. See the way I'm connecting it. So I want to measure the back now. But before I measure the back, let me cut it off. Please, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do so. This is how to grab the perfect. So I place the front on top of the back to bring out the back measurement. So at the back here, you measure 1 inch. 1 inch this way. You measure 2.5 inches, but I have only 2 inches there because I'm using paper. Here you measure 1 inch. Connect the line to this place, to the crotch line. Here you measure 1/2 inch. Then go up and measure 2.5 inches. Connect it to this 1 inch here. So see how I'm connecting it. So this other side, I'm not going to add anything. I'll just measure it this way. So I want to cut it. I am through with the back measurement and the front measurement. So please subscribe if you're not done so. Don't just watch and go away. You will cut it down here. So this is the back of the jumpsuit. This is the back side of it. This is the back jumpsuit. As you can see, it has come out very well. That's the shape of it. Remember, I'm using my measurement. I want to cut it front. I already measured the front. Let me cut it off now. So please subscribe to the channel if you are not done so. I'm cutting it that now. So that's the back armhole. I want to cut the front armhole now. As I said, I don't want to cut the back because I have a video on basic bodies, full tutorial. Click on the playlist. You have the video inside. Just watch it from there. It's going to be sleeveless. I don't need any hand. So in that case, because it's going to be sleeveless, I measure 1 inch here, connect it to this place. So that is how it's gonna look like. So this is the front side of the blouse for the jumpsuit, the one that you attach to the trouser. Please, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do so now. Don't just watch and go away, because I have other tutorials that I'm going to be posting. I have other channels, other videos on how to sew trendy fashion, like up shoulder blouse. I have different types of it. I have for children, for men, for women, party gowns, wedding gowns, the latest gown that women can wear to occasions, for church services. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please watch the video to the end, step by step. You want to learn how to cut and sew a jumpsuit. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye.